Hello. Since I was a child, I used to ignore people who treated me well and treat well the people who ignored me. And that's why I guess I ended up in a relationship with two narcs. Romantic relationship with two narcs. Just a thought that occurred to me today. After everything that happened, I started to give more value to those who treat me well. And I just kind of try to pay no attention to those who doesn't want anything to do with me. It used to be the contrary. And I ended up loving alone, having friendships alone that never existed. The person was not my friend, but I was the friend of the person. The narcissist, he doesn't break up with us. He breaks us up. The narcissist doesn't break up with you. He breaks you up. Now, I looked on the dictionary and I discovered that to break something up is an expression used only for things, for objects. You cannot say you break someone up, and the meaning is to break, to destroy. But it fits like a glove because to the narcissist we are objects, and he doesn't break up with us. He breaks us up. In fact, the narcissist is not interested in breaking up with you or with me, because he wants us to be around, to serve whenever he wants, and he wants us not to be a testimony of his sick mind. He doesn't want anybody to be mad at him or at her. Narcissists don't like having people who dislike them because, well, they are adorable, aren't they? They have to be the righteous, they have to be right all the time, haven't they? So, to the narcissist, your anger cannot exist because that proves that he's a piece of shit. But when you are angry and you go no contact, you prove to the narcissist that in fact he's a piece of shit, and his inside of him he knows that, and he's been self-abusing himself since childhood. He tells himself he's crap. There's an abusive inner voice inside the narcissist that tells him that he's crap. And when we go no contact, we prove that he is shit. And he doesn't like that. That's why he manipulates you into staying around and still being his friend. The narcissist needs to break you up in order to put the blame on you that the relationship has failed because not because of him but because of you, which is a lie, of course. He needs to destroy you so that you cannot have any defense. If he breaks you up, you cannot retort, you cannot fight for your rights. The attack is very strong, and he needs to break you up to survive. And that's why that's one of the reasons that we can say that having relationships with narcissists is not like having a normal relationship with someone healthy, because then it is a breakup indeed. But the narcissist, he does not want to break up with you. He wants to break you up and keep breaking you up and keep rejecting you, because he's a rejecter, and that's what he does. And that's why we recommend no contact, is because you going to stay with a person who is controlled by hurt? Because if this person is controlled by hurt, this person is not going to like to be hurt anymore, and believe me, they will be hurt by anything you say or do. So they need to control you to make sure they are not going to be hurt again. So there is no chance that you're going to be free being with a person who is controlled by their hurt. So no contact is the only way. The narcissist not only breaks us up. I was thinking to myself these days, and I asked myself, well, if the narcissist is so toxic and he can destroy our health very easily with toxic emotions and with the stress and all the chemicals related to stress, cortisol in your bloodstream, stress peptides, and the hormones. I was thinking, well, if he's so toxic to other people, what about his own health? Doesn't he destroy himself by being so angry? And I tried to think about the health of the narcissists that fucked with my life. And although the thing that they say is true, that sociopaths and narcissists, they don't show signs of age in their faces, because I don't know, they don't assume responsibility for things, so they don't get worried, they don't get stressed. They put all the weight and the blame on their partners, so you don't get. It's hard to grow old, isn't it, when you find easy solutions? Well, the fault is with the other. It's all the other's fault. I'm perfect. But I remember this. Narc 1, after she left me, she grew fat, very fat, but I mean lots of, and she had a an attractive body when she seduced me. She was very attractive. After she left, she went to other towns and she got fat and ugly. And I heard, one of these days, I heard that obesity has to be treated as a sickness, morbidity. I don't know if that's the word in English. It's kind of fancy. It is a sickness. It is a morbidity. It is a bad health issue, and it has to be considered as so, and it has to be taken very seriously. You are sick when you are obese. We are sick when we are obese. And well, that's a sign that Narc 1 got sick because of all the hate, all the anger against the world, and me and everything else. The anger against herself, and she paid the price. Today she's still fat. It's funny how when she contacted me again on Facebook and I accepted her request a year ago, more than a year ago now. And the thing about the narcissist being so ridiculous is she used to post pictures of herself in bikini, but she doesn't have a good body to show. But they show their bodies as if their bodies is the most perfect and wonderful thing in the world, and it becomes so ridiculous, so exaggerated, so theatrical. But I think she destroyed herself by being physically sick, and maybe that's a sign of how they also break themselves up. Because by being angry and being resentful, um, you kind of put your body in a kind of very fragile situation. We, the victims, we are the ones who can say this like anyone else. And at least I have this to say. I don't know if she has other sicknesses or other illnesses. Illness is the right word I was looking for. I don't know. But she got fat, and being fat is an illness. Another thing that Narc 1 used to talk about was about her constant heartburn and poor digestion. She was always complaining about her heartburn and her stomach was aching. It was never ending. Every day I saw her, she was complaining about it. And another sign that perhaps that was the effect of her resentments and her hate. Narc 2, I have something more concrete to say. When she was using me, there was a time that she got pneumonia. And when she told me she had pneumonia, I was kind of shocked. I said, pneumonia? How come a person who doesn't work in the rain and the cold has a comfortable life, being a PhD herself? Why did she get pneumonia? How? And what I can think about now is because her immune system is so fragile because of all the hate against me, the hate against her, the partner that she lived with, the hate against herself. So they kind of break themselves up in concerning their health. And I know it is a thought. I don't know if that's true. I cannot say if that's true. But they pay some kind of price for being resentful and hateful, for being haters and bullies. Yeah, they pay. They break themselves up too. And but not enough to kind of just die really fast and leave us alone, eh? Their faces, it's kind of, they look young because they don't take the blame for anything or responsibility for anything. They hate growing old. We know that. Narc 3, which was my teacher, he used to talk in his speeches about, well, I'm in the end of my career, I'm in the end of my life, and I'm kind of sad that I'm leaving soon my career, and I'm growing old, blah blah blah. And I was thinking, who gives a shit about the end of your career? Are you paid to Are you paid to cry in front of us, or you are paid to teach us something? We're not here to listen to you cry about growing old, you're a narcissist. But they think they are gods and they want to be immortal, but they can't. And it is a well-known, uh, displeasure to narcissists growing old and old age. Well, Narcs, uh, they uh, they break us up, but perhaps they are also breaking themselves up, their health. They have many sicknesses. Their immune system is pitiful. They eat a lot. Narc 2 was also fatty, a fatty girl, kind of overweight. Narc 3, which was my professor, was not a model of beauty himself. He was kind of old. Old, no, he was kind of fat with a big belly. And they look ridiculous physically, but they think they are perfect angels, which is an irony. It is an irony.